Hey guys, welcome to the Commander Lounge. Did you guys have a good time at the pre-release this weekend? Uh, I had a blast. I finally went to mine today, Sunday. Well, it's about to be Monday, but I had a lot of fun. I started out the day, came in. I was expecting because I had a couple buddies that were coming to hang out with. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it till later because they had a lot of errands to run and stuff, and they got caught up on time. But they eventually came. But it was cool though because I actually started playing Pauper with a couple people. The one person, he's awesome. He's a pretty competitive player. He's a really good player. He wasn't he wasn't too big a fan of Pauper, but once I got him playing, I think he kind of fell in love with it. I kind of had the deck to fit his play style too, so he really loved it. So I'm happy I kind of turned him over to Pauper because it's good to do that. I really just want to keep spreading the love of Pauper to everybody so I can start making it a thing in Maryland because it isn't much of a thing in my area. Um, but anyways, did that, and I played another game of Pauper with another kid that also knew Pauper, so that was fun. So after that, got my packs, built my deck. I was so excited to play, and then I got a buy. you know, um, it was I was happy, and I was like, I get two, because in this one every win gets me two booster packs. So I was like, well, I get two booster packs, but I'm sitting here and I've been excited to play this deck I just built. But it happened. But at least I opened this. Yes, this is the promo thing in the ice. So check it out. Got the front of it. It's pretty. Check out the back. Nice and foily. Definitely holding on to this card because this has a lot of eternal implications of being kind of a staple. I really think it's going to go up in price even more. So I'm holding on to it. And then later on I'm going to sell it. So yeah, the deck I played, it's like Simic Splashing Red, because there's one card I've just really needed in there. It mainly plays out, I guess, as like a mid-range deck. Like it can come out pretty quick, but it really the synergy kind of gets there. It's like a Delirium kind of Clue-ish kind of deck. It's not crazy Clue. Like Clue's like your backup strategy, but you're mainly gonna win through like Delirium synergies or just curving right. Like the deck was built really well. I honestly thought when I built this, I didn't think it was too fantastic, but once I started playing with it, I was like, wow, like it was really powerful. I also gotten some lucky spots. I got in some crazy games. I think the first game I faced a green and white kind of just human slash werewolf deck, and go wide and it could win through an anthem, and it also played the Westvale Abbey. I think that's what it's called. The first game he abbeyed a little late because I had a way to even though he bashed in for 9 and gained life. I tapped him down with a. I'll show you who I tapped him down with, but I tapped him down for 2 turns and then got the win through that. Second time he got me with the Abbey, and then the third game I'll show you the card that was MVP in this deck. Pretty much just got in there in the skies and he couldn't answer it early. Second game I faced a Madness, black red Vampire Madness deck. It was a great deck. Um, I don't remember exactly how the games came out. It was 2-1. I won one, he won one. But I remember the last match. Once again, there's the MVP card that did work. Got me in there in the skies to win. And then the last match, it was against another Black Red Madness deck. Yeah, and it was a close match. We were 1-1. And then the last match, I felt bad. My opponent had the mulligan down to 5. But he still won because of the Trideca, whatever it is. I forgot the name of it. The 13 card. I got 13. I had him to 2 life, and then he was around like 6 at the time, and then he played it, and I was at 11 life, and I was like, oh dear lord, I gotta kill you. And then I could only get him down to 2, and then I guess I feared the number 13. It was rough. I was almost undefeated, but he took it. But it's a great way to lose, I guess. Like it was really crazy. It came out of nowhere. I thought I was gonna crush him, and then he kind of came back with that card. So it was nice. It was a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun with everybody there. So yeah, let's just get into the deck real quick. Start out with Warp Landscape mainly because of the splash. I played this. I believe it is 9 force, but I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's only 8. And then I believe it's 6 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 islands. And then a mountain. Alright, so now we go into creatures. Thraben Gargoyle, never flipped him. He was just a chump blocker. He was like a 23rd. So I put him in here. Daring Sleuth was kind of like the same thing, except I knew it could synergize well with the Sleuth. Never flipped him though. He was just a fine 2-drop. Quote Wolf. This card was amazing. I love this card. This card's going to be so important in draft if you're in green. It's going to be really important because of this sinking for the late game, getting the value. It's such a good card. I opened 3 of those. I was very happy about that. Manic Scribe. The second game where I got killed by the Abbey, I almost finished them off with Manic Scribe. I had Delirium going, and I milled him down to 2 cards. One more turn. And I got in a spot where I could have, I didn't have to mill myself. I had like a mill myself thing, that one card, the creeping whatever it is called. I chose to mill myself, and I actually milled the card that would have saved me, just to get a flying creature, just a chump block, just to finish them off through milling. Unfortunately, took the risk and lost. There was a lot of top deck, either win or lose spots. It was a very... this set seems so fun to play. It seems like, because the removal doesn't seem too crazy good. It really comes, it feels like it comes down to the top deck. It's really just about who can throw down the biggest bombs and stuff. It's really good. But I also had Gloom Widow. I actually gave him wings one game and won with him. He was really good. Reckless Scholar. I didn't think he was gonna be too amazing, just stat wise, but getting Delirium going was awesome. And I did have one card, that Madness, but I never did it. It was just great to dig and try to get Delirium going early. Stitch Mangler. This is what tapped down the Abbey for 2 turns, which was really awesome. It's just a great card. It's fantastic. Niblis of Dusk. This card did some work too. I don't think I ever triggered Prowess with him though, but he's just a great little flying aggressive guy. Now, Tireless Tracker. This was a card. Like, this was great. I only had one game where it went Nutter Butters. Wait, did I have one game or was it 2 games? I don't know. I think it was it was 2 matches in one game that this card just took over. Like, the first one, I just played a whole bunch of clues and just ramped him up like crazy. I mean, I just kept on, getting card advantage and making him bigger and bigger. And then finally, it was just too much to handle. I just had too much advantage going on card-wise and just creature-wise. Intrepid Provisioner, it was alright. It's really good if you are focused on humans. Because I think I only triggered this once to give 2/2. And I don't even think it mattered when I did it. It was a bad game. Solitary Hunter, I flipped him once, I believe. Yeah, I had a lot of games where everybody was curving out right. I was facing really good decks. Like, it was pretty solid. Aberrant Researcher, never flipped, never played. I don't think I played him. I think I would have drawn him one turn after I died or whatever. I don't know. Never saw him. I would have loved to see him because he should do work in Limited. Let's move this a little closer. It's getting a little glare. Sorry. Alright, next. Soul Swallower. This card was awesome. This card won me one game, actually. But, it's a solid card, especially as, you get Delirium, go and play it out. It's crazy. Storm Spirit. I actually like Storm Spirit a little bit more than that. The flash was very important. There was one game where just because I flashed him in late game, it flashed him in last minute at the other opponent's end step. It was really good. It kind of won me the game. It was really good. Now I go into my non-creature spells. Vessel to kind of help me get to Delirium, because I do have a couple Delirium cards that, kind of affect whether or not I win or lose the game. So I really kind of needed it. It was also great because you can grab anything. Like, this is going into my recent Commander deck I built. Just because you can grab a lot of things except for instants and sorceries, which is really important, I think. Next is Just the Wind. This card was great. I never got to do Madness. It was always fine, just 2 mana, just bouncing something back. And, I didn't even use the instant speed too much. Most of the times I use the sorcery speed to keep my tempo going. Next is Aim High, just a great combat trick. Did work. Press for Answers. It's cool you get to tap down something, then investigate. I liked it. I love the art, too. Look at that thing in the background. It's like a Tormented Hero 6. Okay, now this is my MVP card. Like, I know a lot of you guys might look at this and be like, it's it's all right. This card is both offensive and defensive. I never used it in a defensive way, but I mean, I just crushed offensively with it. Like, it won me 2 detrimental like matches, not separate games, like matches. There was a couple of times where, I mean, it just did the most work in my deck. I gave it to a spider to win once. I gave it to that clue producer that kept on getting bigger when I cracked clues. This card is nuts. Just giving it wings and just going. And because removal felt so scarce, in the set, I mean, maybe it's just the matches I went into, or maybe I got lucky and didn't see a ton of removal. But it feels like a lot of the removals in rare and stuff, a lot of the good stuff is in like rare. I mean, I know there's a couple other ones, but outside of rare, in lower rarities, but I think it feels like it felt safe enough to risk the 2 for 1. Plus, I could discard it to return the creature if it was a real strong creature back to my hand, or I could have put it on one of their creatures and discard it just to get rid of it right away, to kind of just bounce it real quick. It's a great card. I'd draft this highly because it's like pseudo removal and pump. It's really good. Crawling Sensation, that's a card I was talking about where I milled myself to try to get the answer I needed. This card did pretty good. It was alright. I really do like that it helped you get to Delirium faster. That's why I played it. I mean, getting a 1/1 every time you get a land for your first turn, first time each turn, it was really good. It might be on reason. It was alright. It was like, once again, it was like my 22nd card. I just needed a spell. And I was really pressed on green spells. I just really needed to play green because all my green spells felt so strong, creatures in that. So, and this, I was like, this is another fine combat trick. We'll use it. We didn't have much removal, and this is why we had to splash. This is not a bad card to splash for Unlimited. I mean, any type of fireball effect. I mean, not really fireball, more like blaze. It's well worth putting on a limited deck, especially like a 1 red X spell. It's not bad to splash for that in my eyes. So yeah, guys, that is my pre-release deck I built that I went 3-1 with. Next, I'm going to be opening up some packs. We've got 3 Gatewatch and 3 Shadows over Innistrad. So join me for the next video to watch that. You guys, let me know what you think of the video. Let me know how your pre-release went, what you opened, what you built. And yes, like, favorite, and subscribe, and take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.